guys will hate us. The cooking now proven that men they can cook better than women. Okay, at least now the major chefs in the world. So this is one of the things that maybe the men they have a role in the future.
So you have the idea.
She had the idea, by the way. Or she had something. In the beginning, you wanted to say something.
I was saying that women are also marginalized. Like, let's step back from the past.
Can come here.
With how we were raised, how women were raised, where they were raised to be women, to stay at home, to be there to cook, to take care of the children. So even the mindset you were given, or women were given, it was to be there and take care of their husband, not to go to work and to provide for their family. So I think it's one of the reasons why women were left behind. Yes.
I want to emphasize something on, or I want to talk about lack of access to education, because we know that for the women to have opportunities to the rest of the thing, we need mind to be open first. We are to recall, or we are to reflect back 19th century, so still now in some societies in Africa. We know that like it is kind of hard for women to get equal opportunities to have education access compared to men, because people believe that men are the one more capable than women. And that's one of the major factors affecting the socio-economy, because if we don't educate women, how are they going to have access to opportunities? How will they get the skill that they need for them to have the job? Because you cannot have the job without being educated. You cannot have the job without getting a better payment, without having access to education, without your mind being open to it. So the major problem is education. Women need first to be educated, and we need to first erase the mindset that says that women are not capable. We are all capable. We all have the same potential. We all just have the same energy, so we can do the same work as women and men can do. So men and women have the same power. So that's what I'm saying. Women should have, or should be open-minded first for them to have a certification or to opportunity. Yeah.
All right. I'm going to emphasize only on two things. The mindset that women have today. Where did they get it from? So because it did not just come out of the blue. So it came from something. So what is that? The mindset that women have today is triggered by the external factors that they have within the society, and also the historical factors. Because we are not saying that we have to remove all our norms and culture, but we have to strike a balance between our norms and the kind of life that we are now. If we empower women, we give them access to opportunities and education, it is not affecting our norms. Our norms are still there. So we have to see where we can strike the balance between the norms that we have that do not allow women to access other opportunities and the kind of life that we are in. We are talking about the West, right? So there are some of the things that we have to be selective at some points. Okay? Because we don't have to take everything, we don't have to remove everything. There are some of the things that are good. Because we have extended families within our society. And they are good because they make us proud. You cannot stay alone without your relatives. You cannot stay without another person that is related to you. Because I am, because you are. That's Ubuntu spirit. And then that's the spirit of the Africans. So when you look at also, when you look at the ratio, that the ratio between men and women in education, it is not the same. Why? Because I come from a society where men are so many in high education than women. Why? Because now, take for example, I'm going to talk on behalf of the community that I come from. I'm not a Rwandan, I'm a South Sudanese. And the community that I come from, when a girl reaches 20 years or 20, between 20 and 23, she has to get married. Okay? Maybe when she's 23, she might have completed high school, right? But high school is not enough. So when she gets married after high school, she will not be able to access what? Higher education. She will not go to the university. And that's it. And that is the point that when she goes beyond 23, people will think that she's old. So that means it will be very difficult for her to get married. So that means it is better to get married before reaching that age. Why? Because of the cultural factors. So is that culture good? It is good at some point, like when a lady has completed a higher education at the age of 23, that means it's okay to get married. But you have to be independent. You have to get access to opportunities before you're married off. Because you don't have to be, let me call it a parasite in biology. So, because if you are a parasite, you depend on someone, right? But our society does not need that. Our society needs everyone to contribute. That's a collective responsibility. And how do we get that? It is by acquiring the skills that are needed in the 21st century. So when I don't have the skills, as a woman, I will not be able to contribute to my family, to the society that I'm in, and also to the country. Because women are also tools in nation building. You cannot build a nation without women. Without women, I mean. Because they have contribution, and how do they get that contribution? It is by acquiring quality education, not just education, whereby you go to the class and then you come out of the class, go to society, you don't even have anything to reflect on. That's not the education that we are talking about. You need to have the skills that are needed to apply them at home and also to contribute to the nation building. Okay, and that's what we need. Thank you.
We are inspiring them, Lebrata.
I thank you all. As my sister said, there is a challenge concerning the culture. If you guys have been heard that story, here in Rwanda, mostly before 1994, when two children in a family are ready to go to high school, let's say boy and girl, a family decided to send a boy in a school and then a girl stays there. So that kind of mindset affecting the economic and the development for the women. So that's some of the challenges.
Yes, yes.
I thank you.
Yes, thank you. You must. The last one.
Thank you. I want to say something about my friend said about culture. For nowadays here in Rwanda, we really don't depend on culture so much like before. He said that about girls, they get some age to get married, right? Here in Rwanda, we have some jobs who they need the woman to do some jobs because they know that there are times they will get married, they will need to get birth, so they think that those days they won't be able to work. And then they start to limit some women to come and work, even if they are so good educated. So really about culture, I do respect that, but for nowadays we don't depend on culture so much. There are some people who still believe, who still depend that women, they don't have to do that because they will get on those days, they need to get birth. But on my side, I don't think that's really necessary because it's selection. We do have to get birth, but that means we don't have to lose those opportunities to get some jobs. So that's really affected us to get some good jobs because for getting those marriage, for getting birth. So that is the most affected by social media.
So last one.
He had also something. Okay, it's good by the way. For us, we can go faster.
Thank you very much. I'm Renate from the University of Rwanda. Actually, I'm interested in this topic, but I just want to compliment my sisters here about some works that we are limited to because of our biological nature, and also I'm going to touch a bit on the religion. Also, we have challenges with some religions. They make us backward from stepping forward because there are some conditions that they stated. I don't want to penetrate, but there are some. And I would like to ask if all those challenges that are put on us, are there some ways you have suggested to eliminate them. Thank you so much. Okay. Thank you. If I try to
I think
summarize-
don't try to answer now. Let's till the end of the workshop. We'll give, I think, session instead of doing exercise for discussion. عشان we can go faster. But my daughter here, she wanted to ask you also or comment something.
Yes, thank you. I'm Mr. Sumta from the University of Rwanda. I have comment for this topic.
Can you raise your voice because others can't hear?
Yes, there is a challenge to the women in different society, especially in Africa. But there is a hope for women can empower. Rwanda is a good example of to empowering women. For example, in the pyramid, women is 40%. It's a good step. And now the women have opportunity like a man, like a boy. Yes, we have hope in Africa. In Africa and the worldwide, women they can empower, and to empowering women, it can be successful. Yes.
Okay. Thank you for good discussion and also good comment. And this way, try to summarize. You mentioned problem of education. If you compare men and women, you can find that the men are more educated than the women, but we can see with the time there is improvement. Other reason, it is the problem of discrimination, as she mentioned. There is also the problem that the women are very busy at home with domestic core, and also other things. There is a problem of social norms. So let us see what we prepare.
Okay, but let us clear, right, Roberta. Here we're not coming to discuss problems and not coming to discuss solutions. For today, and our workshop is about opportunities. We believe in this CIAS, in this organization, and these projects that we do. The more person have a challenges, the more he can be inspiring. If he knows or she knows how to deal with them. And we know, and you by nature of the world, by the nature of, because we don't want to copy the West, and that the woman will be free, she will live with a dog, okay, with all the respect, okay, or we lose the identity of what we have here, which is unique. By the way, now our countries, I mean our countries, even yours, the South, we still differentiate from the North, and now we didn't lose all our values. At least I know we are maintaining majority of our values. Okay, so how can we maintain the values? At the same time, we can lead the world, because the world now and hunger of how can we balance between this, and you know why the lost identity now. People are calling themselves, they see themselves, as dogs. They say I have the right to say I am a dog. Okay, they lost the identities, they lost the values, and this is where I think this is the purpose of this workshop. So I don't want you, Roberta, to go deeper, because they know about what you're gonna say about empowerment already. They are mostly in high school or education. I mean, above our education. But only we're telling you, and these things already available opportunities, but they are available. I mean, can be seen. What about hidden opportunities? This is what I want to also to have time to discuss with you. Okay, and I'm very happy about this discussion. Actually, we cancel the exercise and we'll make it more of discussion, because I think the discussion will help us to come with solutions or projects with you later. Okay, so can we go faster a little bit on the coming slides?
Yes. So, among the reason why the women are the most affected, we explain and we see what we have here. There is a gender wage gap. When we talk about the gender wage gap, it means that on average, the women have less income to support themselves and their family, because compared to the men, they get less. For example, you can see men, wife and the husband, they can go on to do agriculture. You know, those jobs, people who go and do agriculture and get money. So if there is a man and a woman, they give a little money because the woman has a baby. They say that you don't work like a man, so we give a little money. If they give 1,000 for a day, the woman receive, for example, 700. It happened. There is a case of husband and wife. They were in the crop, and they asked how they pay them, and they told me, for me, husband, they give me 1,000 and the wife 500 because she has a baby. You know, you see, it's a difference in the wage, in the pay, on how they pay them. That reason, there is a segregation, discrimination. You see, there's some jobs they say this job is for women and this is for man. For example, if there is a private company, they will say, because they want the people to work hard, they say we cannot employ a woman because the woman, they have baby, they have a maternity leave, and this is discrimination. And also they say this job it is for men, and the women, they give them the job of cleaner, of housekeeping, or customer care for women, receptionist, and the men, they get the leadership positions. And this, you see, if the men get the leadership position and the others, they get those service roles, the salary is different. You see? Also, for women, they are busy with unpaid care work. As you see, the women stay at home, busy taking care of children, taking care of household chores, taking care of people who are sick, and they don't have time to go outside to work for money. Discrimination and gender stereotype. This to mean this job it is for men and this it is for women. And this means that the women get the job with less salary. Lack of access to education. I think that you mentioned this. You know that in the different societies, women are the less educated if you compare the men. And if you are not educated, it means that you are limited to to get good job opportunities. There is also
Okay,
issue
now,
of-
now I wanted he's go faster, but I wanted to comment something. Going back to the mindset, what our friend there from South Africa, from South Sudan, does it change by the government? Government have a role, right? But how does it change? The stereotype, for example, she's mentioned about gender stereotype, that you are kept in certain, for example, women will be kept only for certain jobs. For example, a nurse, you rarely see a man, right? Usually, it's a woman job, for example, okay? Even though sometimes men can play an important role as a nurse anyway, okay? So, how stereotypes can be changed in anything in life? It's all by, the Japanese, they have a saying, if you don't know, you're not going to change anything. What about if you know?
You change it.
No, still you're not going to change anything. You only change it by doing. Okay? The change is by doing, by models, by creating models. So it's not by government empowerment only. Government empowerment play a role. Maybe to start the push, to put the seed, to make a startup. But the reality, it's not enough. And the governments, when they deal with the chronic issues, what they need? They need money and time. If money is not there, the time will be what? Longer, right? These are chronic issues. They call it chronic, not complex issues, but chronic issues in the communities. Okay? In order to speed this up with less money and to create something which is change the stereotype, change the mindset, it all comes through models. So we need to create models, and this is what we are here, by the way. We're looking for models, not by talking, by small models in the communities. Oh, because this woman, she took now leadership in this area or this village. Okay, see what happened now. Okay, because this woman taken a job that is not normal for her. See what she have created. Okay, so this is where we need to think about, and it is within us, not what is happening to us. And I don't want to feel whatever Librata is saying. Oh, what's happening to us? So now we need to give women more empowerment. This is not in our hand. It's government hand and money, resources based. Okay, but what's in our hand today here is that we can create models. Whoever have a good model, he can propose to us so that we can work with you on that model. Yeah. Librata, please go faster, and we have many other things to do.
Okay.
Yeah.
There is also a problem for GBV, gender-based violence. You know that if you are abused, if a woman is abused and he tries to go to her job, it is not easy because it can happen that is psychologically affected or also it can also affect if she was physically abused. She cannot go to the job. She has to go to look for to the medical services. Also, it happened that there are some employees who exploit or sexually abuse the woman, and this it can limit. If you refuse to be sexually abused, it means that you lose your job. That is also an issue. So those are some of reasons why the women are the most affected by socio-economic issues. I think that we discussed a lot, and you can also, after, if it's necessary, can go back on these topics. So now we talked about the problem, we talked the issues, we go on what the approach on how we can empower women. So for women's empowerment, it refers to the strategy, policies, program, and initiative aimed at improving the socio-economic, political, and education status. So here we have some approach to empower women, how we can empower women. So we discuss the problem. If we discuss the problem, we can also talk about it, how we can empower women. If we talk about the problem of education, problem of culture, and the other zone, what can be the solution to those problems we mentioned?
Brother, you have 10 minutes on.
10?
Yes.
Okay, let's go fast.
Yeah, we'll have a break.
So, here we have education. We talk about the problem of lower education. So we have to improve to see how we can help a woman to be more educated. Providing equal access to education for girls and women. Education empowers women by increasing their knowledge and skills, enabling them to participate in the workforce, make informed decisions about their life, and advocate for their rights. Here we have a case of 14 years old married.
Doctor.
She started school at 14 years. At that period, there were equal number boys and girls when Marie started school. But in her year 8 classroom, she was one girl among 19 boys. You know, you see, the girls dropped out from school. So, for Marie, she said, I want to finish secondary school, even I am alone among 19 boys, but I want to finish my secondary school. I want to prove that God can do it. Marie hoped that one day she can change her community and that through her example, more girls will be able to continue studying. Until then, she will continue to keep taking notes and writing tests towards her goal of finishing her education. This is a case in some societies, there are problem of school dropouts. So at the approach, it is to empower women economically. Creating economic opportunities for women, such as providing vocational training, access to credit and financial resources, and support for entrepreneurship. Economic empowerment enables women to generate income, become financially independent, and support themselves and their families. Yeah, for economic empowerment, you know, it is when you support women to get financial, for example, financial resources. You know, in the past, it was not easy for women to have access to bank credit, but now the women have the equal right, equal access to bank credit. This is a type of an approach to help to empower women. And also, it is, you know, that there are some organizations or government institutions that support women in vocational training, and also there are other types of activity to help to empower women economically. So
5 minutes more. 5 minutes.
5. Here we have also health care. if we want women to be empowered, we have also to make sure that they have good health. For good health, it means that to help them reproductive health services, maternity care, and family planning. Women's health is fundamental to their overall well-being and empowerment. We have to think about their health. For women empowerment, we have to think about legal rights. We have to see if the law, if the women and the men have equal rights, are protected by the law. Through legal reforms, you know that there are different legal reforms that have been made in Rwanda to help women to have equal rights as men. For example, in the past it was not easy for women to have access to the land. And now, if you have a crop or land, the wife and the husband has equal share, 50-50. There are many legal reforms that has been made in our country.
Take your computer,
when you talk about women empowerment, also there is political participation. It is to help women to participate in different in decision making. For example, it is to encourage women's participation in political process and leadership roles. You know that now they encourage women to be party in different leadership roles and also in politics. You know that in our parliament we have a good number of women.
More than 50%.
Yes.
Actually, 61 in Parliament and 31 probably in the Senate. So in the Chamber of Deputies, 61. 61%.
So also in that participation, if I can give an example, even in our community, when they have to elect a committee, even in association, in cooperative, they make sure that the men have equal representation as the men. It is also to think about social and cultural norms. You know that there is this harmful social and cultural norms. So we have to make sure that there is change in the attitude and the behavior, so that there is improvement. So we can here we have some example of harmful social norms. For example, when they say girls or women can't not speak out when there is a boy. Avoid to speak out for not creating conflict with others.
This is in Kenya.
Culture of silence.
This is in Kenya, Rwanda, the words?
We have also Kenya, Rwanda. You can see. Those, hari imigani dufite mwabonaga ko kamemu iri iminimiza umugore. Ntabwo kazi ngo diplome y'umugore ni umugabo. Ziriya culture zigomba kuzitekerezaho. Those are examples of discriminatory social norms. So now, as I said, there is also about to have a policy which promote women empowerment. For example, or we will see the kind of different policies that have been made in our country that promote gender equality and also women empowerment. We have also think about the awareness and the advocacy. If we want to challenge those harmful or social norms, we have to think about the awareness, raising the campaign to change mindset. We must also to have a kind of advocacy to help those who take a decision to change those. If, for example, they wanted to change policy or laws, we need the people who do advocacy. Another approach to have a supportive environment. So we will see those supportive environmental. We will see it is about those policies, the laws. So we will see. There is an example after this presentation. We have to think also about the partnership and collaboration. So we can, one institution cannot work alone. They have to come jointly and work together. We have to make sure that the women have access to the information and the communication and technology, so that they can know to be aware what is happening in the community. So this is the achievement. We achieved a lot in Rwanda. This is an example of what we have achieved in women's empowerment. As we said, we have a good number of women in parliament. You see, Rwanda is ranked at 9th at global level. Also, in education, there is improvement. In the past, we know that we had a problem of education of women. Now, this is the recent census. We have, if you compare, for the people of age of 2024, there is a high percentage of females who, for those who attend secondary schools, secondary level.
Can you go faster? And these things they know, I think. Just go faster, please, so that we can have it. So we know that also in our country, we help girls to attend School of Science, Technology and Mathematics. You know that in the past they say the girls must do resource, those social science, resource, and women and the boys must do mathematics, technology. So now there is improvement. You see that we have many girls in technology, mathematics, and science. So also other achievement, now we have a supportive environment. We have policies. For example, we have a national gender policies, national policy against gender-based violence, national family promotion and protection policy, and which those policies were developed and approved by the government to ensure that the principle of gender equality and the women are administered across sectors. So, when we talk about the supportive environment, we have also strong and enabling institution framework. For example, we have
the Ministry of Gender and Family Promotion, MIGEPROF. We have a Gender Monitoring Office. We have a National Women's Council. We have Rwanda Forum for Women Parliamentary. These institutions have a specific mandate with complementary role on the advancement of gender equality and women empowerment. You know, we are lucky. It's supportive environment for women empowerment.
Okay, thanks a lot. Thank you. Let's give applause for the brother. Okay, Erwan, we have a break now.
Yeah, so hi guys, I'm Belize. We'll have I hope you're having an interesting workshop. I'm Belize, you'll have a break now for until 25, 30, 11,
15 minutes on.
Yeah, 15 minutes, 20 minutes later. So just feel free to have a break